I have no desire for a child. I'm 31F. Not only do I have no desire, the thought of having a child and being pregnant seems like the last thing on earth I'd ever want to do. Is this normal? People my age are having kids and I just don't get it. You lose sleep, money, freedom. You constantly are having to take care of another human being. Your body will never be the same after birth. The list goes on. Why would I want to be up all night with engorged breasts feeding a child and changing diapers? I guess there is a natural instinct I am missing or something. It's okay. You don't have to want it. I just turned 32 and I would rather scrape my vulva across gravel than ever have a child. Even if something isn't normal, it's still often okay. While normal may just be a perversity no one has called out. It's normal for men to feel entitled to women's bodies. For example, lots of women don't have the urge. And that's fine and becoming more acceptable among certain groups of people. What should be normalized is people doing what they want with their own lives and bodies. Welcome to the Child-Free Club. Please join that subreddit. I am 35 and have known this since my 20s. You are not abnormal and there are thousands of us. 59F, never been pregnant, never had a child. Much happier with dogs and cats. Honestly, I'm kinda happy to see more women refusing to have kids instead of having children they don't want due to pressure. I mean, those kids aren't even wanted. I have never wanted kids. It's within the range of normal human experiences. I'm 34, no kids. Loving every minute, smiling face. There's nothing wrong with you. If there was a natural instinct we would feel it, but we don't. There is so much pressure on women to reproduce like it's our duty. But it isn't. It's a choice. Being pregnant is like my worst nightmare. I can't imagine anything more terrifying or violating. Don't listen to anyone who tries to shame you over this. This is your life. They are normal and so are you. You do you. Good. Me neither. It's been great so far. 45, no kids and no regrets. I respect women who want to be moms, though that takes a lot of strength. It's perfectly okay to make the choice not to have kids. We are not all cut out to be parents. Nobody should have a child cause that's just what you do if you're a woman. Signed, a child-free and happy woman. I'm in my late 20s. I had a basalp earlier this year and it's one of the best decisions I've ever made for myself. Enjoy the CF life. When you want a child, you know, in most cases, I feel that burning desire like it's a need for me. Not specifically biologically be a mother by any means. You are the opposite. And that is just fine. We should all understand each other's choices in this matter and not judge them. You're fine. Why question it? On the cusp of 53, no kids, and very happy with my child-free life. Absolutely no regrets. Neither is wrong. You've made your choice, they've made theirs. Welcome to the CF Club. I've known since I was 8 years old that I never wanted kids. I saw how stressed out my mom was at all times. I was also raised around a small hobby farm, so I knew what pregnancy entailed and that the birthing process didn't always go well. I was an artistic introvert who was ambitious and knew that kids would only keep me from my dreams. Now that I'm 33, I'm so insanely glad that 8-year-old me knew what I wanted and needed so early on. You're not abnormal. You're wise in knowing yourself and what your desires and limits are. Don't let anyone try to tell you otherwise. Our society conditions women to believe birthing a child is the be-all end-all for us and our reason for existing. Fuck that. You might be experiencing the dissonance between the life you want for yourself versus what the powers that be want for you. I've 31 FNB been there many times and still cycle through sometimes, and it's not easy to navigate, but ultimately, it's your life and you get to choose what makes you feel like your most free and thriving self. It's normal. I'm 35, sterilized, but I knew since I was 10, the day that I found out that birth control existed. I think people need to be honest. You do not want kids. There is no morality to that. Having kids you do not want is immoral. I wanted kids like I want oxygen. I got them. I have 5, and in honesty I should be smote by the gods for the joy I take in these human beings. But I know there is no morality in my choice either. I love my grown son and would have had more children if I could. I'm considering being a foster parent. Kids are fun, among other things. Also, people who do not want children should not have them. It's too big of a commitment to come to unwilling. People ask, why don't you have kids? The question should be, why do you have kids? It should be a very conscious, deliberate, intentional path. Yet people give the dumbest, most thoughtless and selfish answers to that question. Like it's expected. Or to have someone to take care of me in my old age. To carry on the family name. What? Really? I am not sure if there really is a natural instinct for wanting a kid. Objectively, there is nothing very good about pregnancy. Just because your body can do something doesn't mean that's what it's made for. Head over to our Childfree. There are tons of us. Come over to our Childfree. 35 female here. 0 desire for kids. Totally hetero. Had an abortion with 0 regrets. It's fine for you not to want kids. And it's fine for other women to want kids. Not to mention the PHSYICAL toll of gestation and birth. This girl at work is pregnant with her second and said she's developed pancreatitis and was in the hospital 2 weeks. They may need to remove her gallbladder. I never even knew this was a pregnancy complication. She said she had her first baby a year ago and it was the worst thing ever. She ripped the inside and well as the outside of the vagina and had to get multiple stitches. My vagina hurts just thinking about it. No way. Not for me. I think there are plenty of women who never want to have children. If they do it at all, it's probably because they were pressured into it. Nothing wrong with going child-free. Then don't have a kid. Seems like a pretty obvious answer. I'm the same age and I cringe when I think of childbirth or being responsible every day for a small human. It's been an ongoing struggle because I feel it greatly narrows my selection of potential partners. But I think a lot more people in our generation think this way than they like to admit. I'm super happy for all the women in my life that have children, and in some ways I wish I could be one of them, but you only have one life and you should pursue the one you want for yourself. You are not missing anything, you are just logical about it and not wrong at all. Had 2 of my own. I tell every woman of childbearing age I know not to bother. I loved mine, but I had stable housing, solid employment, family support and good childcarers. And none of that stuff's readily available for anyone OP's age unless they came from a rich family. Or are luckier than a leprechaun. Every woman parent I know in their 30s is either a single mom or their husband's morphing into a porn-addled Andrew Tate in front of their eyes. It's too much to ask one lone woman to do. It's normal for you. My sister knew early on she didn't want kids. 46 and very happy with her husband and dog. No regrets. I've known since before I hit puberty that I didn't want kids. I didn't even like playing with baby dolls as a kid. I'm in my 40s now. And my mind hasn't changed. Not everyone has to want the same things out of their life. Yes, it's normal. Most women our age are child-free now. I had a basal sterilization at 23. Joined the child-free club.